Hello.
Hello.
Sunday again.
Back again. Yeah, it's been a little bit of an eventful week though.
Yeah.
Even though we're in the stage of new stuff coming out, as well as some test builds that have come out this week, and we've also had a little teaser as well about stuff that's to come. So
yeah. So how's your week been, Kev?
Okay, it's been busy though. Friday I had 7 boxes turn up from D'Agostini, so I'm hopefully to burn through some of that. But yeah, 7 turned up all at once. So yeah, a busy week in terms of parcels. But
I will say I thoroughly enjoyed your live stream last Monday.
Oh, what the bike?
Yeah, I was there for the entire thing. I watched.
I mean, yeah, it turned out really well.
Yeah.
And if you looked, I done another toy hunt video, and I come across the space shuttle.
Mm-hmm.
So I've picked that up to do for another live stream, maybe.
Yeah, I stopped everything and watched the entire thing because
that's brilliant
for you as well, don't I? So
yeah,
I was watching the entire thing, but yeah, really, really good. I enjoyed that.
Apart from the stickers, they were awful, but
yeah, I'm not a fan of stickers. So
no,
I'm not a fan of stickers. And I'm not a fan of decals. So
well, yeah. I don't mind decals, but stickers. Those stickers I found they didn't sit right. They weren't cut properly, and so that's why I was having trouble with them.
Yeah,
that's the only problem with a lot of stickers, is they're not cut properly.
But kudos to for doing a live build and completing it.
Yeah.
So really good fun.
And it didn't take too long either. It was just under 2 hours, but I stayed on for the extra 10 minutes just having a chat and stuff.
Yeah.
So.
But yeah, I really enjoyed it.
Yeah. Thank you for that.
It's all right. So yeah, I've just been new model room. That's all my world is at the moment. It's crazy.
How's it coming along?
I've got my desks up now. And some money came through from my grandma. She passed away more or less Christmas Eve last year. That's finally come through, so I'll be building a new PC for it soon.
Oh, right. Okay, lovely.
So I want something that's going to last and enjoy. So yeah, I'll be doing that in the next week. And
nice.
It's getting there slowly. It's just taking its time, which these things do.
Yeah.
So, and I'm not rushing it. I'm trying to make it set up just for what I need for the long term.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, we're getting there slowly.
Nice.
Right. So we have got a couple of things to share.
Yes.
So, let me share my screen. Share screen. So this is definitely a trial. It is not a live build.
Yes, it's 100% a trial. You can tell because it will appear on the main site if it was a main build.
Yeah. So basically, it's a DB5 by Hachette.
Yeah. No Time to Die. Is that right? Is that where it's from?
Correct. Yeah. No Time to Die.
And yeah, this isn't small. Okay, so this is 1/6 scale. So this is big.
Yeah. So
it seems to be the way that a lot of the Partworks are going now. We've started to see a few of these 1/6 come through now.
Let it's kind of case of right. 1/8 scale's had its day. Let's go 1/6 scale.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
So yeah. We have the usual free gifts. This is what they're saying, but they could change if it goes to a live build. So you've got a binder, a keyring, a free issue, toolkit, which I'm sure they've masked on them because we got one in the Titanic and other.
I was going to say that's the Titanic one, isn't it?
Yeah. And yeah, like I said, I mean, LED number plate.
It just lights up. Now, the one from Agora is sort of a digital one.
Yeah.
but it has similar features. It does have this very cool feature in the middle of the center column, which sort of goes up and down. It sort of reveals a tracker. So I thought that was quite good. But it has like the machine guns, but they don't light up. But once again, this is only a trial. It's only the prototype, so all these sort of could change.
Yeah.
It looks like it has less features than the Agora one, but this one is immensely bigger.
Yeah.
So
yeah, there is a little video there. Premium extra £1.50 per issue. You get a nice display case after. Inside the magazines, heroes and villains, assembly guide, vehicles of Bond, the making of, and then obviously the information there. Complete a survey to win a £50 Amazon voucher.
Yeah, it's worth doing that because I've known a few people to have won that £50. Dave Say, I believe, once won.
So I think it was his wife, Christine, actually, that won it.
Oh, right, okay. I remember a few people winning it. So it's always good to put in. It's always good to sign up to these because you get a little free gift at the end.
Yeah.
Hang on, sorry, that's my fault.
All right.
Sorry.
So I don't know. I never thought Harshett would do that. I just never thought Harshett would bring a car out like that. Well,
we knew that there was something. They were going to test a car of some sort. We did think about it. It could have been anything, really. But I'm surprised they went with the James Bond stuff because I thought Agora were exclusives on the James Bond stuff.
Yeah.
So that sort of threw me a little bit because I thought that they had the exclusive rights to it.
It is powered by a remote control.
Yeah, everything's remote now.
Most builds are now.
Yeah.
That are coming out. Like I said, I just didn't. It was the last thing I thought Harshett would do.
Yeah. It's if anyone wants to know where the test area is, it's been seen in Cardiff.
Yeah.
So the main WH Smiths in Cardiff is stocking it.
I still think Harshett, when they decide where they're going to test it, go, right, here's a map of the UK, here's a dart, throw the dart at the map, and wherever it lands, they'll do a test there.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that is exactly it.
So there is that, and then there also is this. This was posted by Wayne, and this is Agora teasing the Apache.
This is the first. It looks like the first 4 packs of the Apache.
Well, first 4 stages.
Well, yeah, the first 4 issues, shall I say, not packs.
Yeah.
So it looks like you get quite a bit.
Yes.
I know everyone's looking forward to this, you included.
Yeah, I'm signed up, ready to go for it when it goes live.
It must be very soon. If Wayne's already got this, I would say within the next couple of weeks, people are going to start receiving this.
It looks very, very, very impressive.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there we go. That's the news this week.
Also want to point out, obviously, Warhammer Combat Patrol went live this week in the newsagents. And we're also going to have the Ford Falcon in the newsagents this Wednesday. So that gets released this Wednesday. We did see a preview of it on Wayne's live stream. I think it was on Thursday.
Yes.
He had it there. He's done a separate video just having a look at it. So if you want to go and check that out, you can.
That was the prototype, not the what you will get.
Yeah, there'll be slight changes to it. The prototypes on all of these models are always just plastic.
Yeah.
And then they decide later on what parts are going to be die cast and whatnot and move. So you might get some bits that electric wise will change and other bits won't. It's But always make sure that is the prototype. There is going to be changes to it. But yeah, that's basically it's been, like I said, it's been quite eventful. So we've had lots of deliveries, and then we've had all this stuff come out as well. So it's been quite an eventful week. And then the week coming up, we're going to have a lot of people, I would imagine, with getting their Ford Falcon. And I really, go on.
I've got a question though.
Yeah.
And I saw it on the Harshett James Bond car. Active steering. Would people rather have no steering whatsoever from a steering wheel in a model, or a sturdier? Because most of the steering is not that great in the models. So would you rather say, you know what, I don't want that, I just want straight wheels because I'm never going to turn it with the steering wheel or with the steering mechanism? Because I sometimes think that sometimes the mechanisms let the model down and the steering just doesn't work.
Yeah, it's because it's the steering mechanism is so normally very thin. It's not a big thick sort of mechanism, which it should be. And I think the cars are too heavy for it to be used. That's why we get those little blocks. So it relieves some of the pressure if you want to turn the things. I've disconnected the one for the Knight Rider because I did test it out with it all on, and there was some strain there, and I didn't want anything to snap. So all I did was just disconnect it. All the mechanism's still there, and it would just take a little screwdriver to work again. But for me, I wouldn't want it.
For me, the Miura steering is atrocious. Doesn't really work because the gears don't bind together properly. The camper van, if you accidentally turn the wheels via the actual wheels, it will snap the steering because it's that weak. You have to turn it by the wheel, and to actually get any active movement on it, you really have to turn it quite a few times just to see anything. So my question is, would people prefer the steering to go to say, no, I don't want active steering, I just want a nice sturdy wheelbase that we can display the model with properly?
Or just give you the ability to move the wheels manually, because I don't think most of us aren't really getting into this car and sort of look, I can turn the. I mean, it's a nice feature, but that's all it is. I mean, it's weak on the Routemaster. I wouldn't want to trust doing that without moving the actual wheels over the steering wheel, because it, like you're saying, they're all quite weak. Even on the Tumbler, the mechanism for that, which is just a rod connected to plastic parts, I can't see that moving very far or very easily or working at all, because the motor that works it is tiny. It's like a micro motor. Yeah,
I mean, I think the steering mechanisms on Lego are a lot better than the steering mechanisms on these Partwork models.
Yeah, you've also got to think when these Partworks are designed, they're designed with it being all plastic. So when that mechanism is tested, it's tested with it all being plastic, so fairly light.
Yeah.
When you start adding the die-cast chassis to it, even making the rods die-cast, the steering mechanism die-cast, it's too small, it's too thin to do the job that it needs to do. And especially if you haven't got it on blocks, I wouldn't even trust turning these. But
I remember Dave saying that he would never turn the steering on the Routemaster unless it was on the actual blocks, because there's so much weight on it.
Yes, yeah. I would imagine it's a very similar thing to the Stobart as well, because of that. Because you got to think of the weight of these cars. I mean, even in the DeLorean, I wouldn't do it on or anything. That's why when it came to doing the Knight Rider, I just disconnected it, because I tested it out while it was on the chassis, and it was very stiff. And I could see either the mechanism breaking or something breaking on it. And I thought, relieve that. And I just unscrewed it. So the steering wheel still turns, but they don't turn the wheels. But the wheels still turn as well, manually.
I was helping Horlicks when he was building the LaFerrari.
Yeah.
And that mechanism looked like an absolute nightmare to do. And it's just a case of just either don't do it and let us have a sturdy model, or a model where we can still maybe turn the wheels by hand, just by touching the actual wheel. But yeah, I don't know. I just think it's, are we past that now where how many people actually try it?
Yeah, I've said it before on the channel. I'm probably in the minority, but I think a lot of these models have these gimmicks where you just don't use them. I mean, I've got the Alien, and though the mouth opens and the tongue comes out and it lights up, I haven't used any of it.
No.
There's no need. And it's the same with like the DeLorean and lights like that. Some people might want to light them all the time, but if you have, like, for instance, the Iron Man. So if you want to light the Iron Man up, you have to go around individually and switch on all of the parts, take the chest off, take the arc reactor out, switch it on, put it back. I mean, are you going to keep doing that all the time?
Yeah. But I mean, to be honest with you, the power mods are brilliant for what they are. So they save so much on batteries.
Yeah.
That I think now you're able to put the models on more because of the power mods.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, which is great.
But there are features on a lot of these models. Some of them are really good, like the lights, the interior lights coming on and all that. Some of those are quite good. But then you have, like, other ones where it's kind of like you'd never use them, sort of thing.
Well, it's a bit like now we've seen the models now with remote control. So if you go back to the DeLorean, you had to go into the car and individually switch things on. Yeah. So
the DeLorean, the Route Master, I remember, was awful because once you stuck the driver in, unless you had small fingers, there was no way of really trying to get to the buttons in the cab.
Well, that's why Horlicks did his Bluetooth mod, which you can get through Partwork upgrades if you want to upgrade that, which I think a lot of people have done. I think Bluetooth is the next step. We've seen it in models, and the Horlicks has done it already, but we've seen it in, like, the normal models stuff. We've seen it in Scale Electrics and Hornby, where they've gone from analog to remote control to app. So I reckon within the next, I would say 3 or 4 years, we won't even get a remote. It will just, you'll download an app for these companies. You'll have a D'Agostini one, a Fan Home, a Hachette one. It'll have all their models on, and the ones that you can connect to, and you just connect the one that you've got and it will bring up the remote on your phone. Because then that saves on the remote control effectively. Yeah. So I think we're going to be there. We're not there yet, but I think in the next couple of years, we're going to see more of that, because we had the buttons, but this year, the last 2 years, nothing has those buttons. It's all remote. Everything's a remote control. Yeah. And it's brilliant because it means you don't have to have all the switches inside. So it alleviates the switches inside the cars, you know, like the ones on the accelerator and the brake, and then other ones on the dash, like with the Fast and Furious Dodge Charger. Yeah. So it eliminates all of that. But I reckon in the next 4 or 5 years, it's all going to be apps. It's all going to be Bluetooth. Yeah. Because some people have already done that. Some people have already connected them to Alexa and places and things like that. So the technology is already there, and it can be integrated into these. Yeah. So once the companies think they get a price down on that, and it's a lower price, they'll fit it straight in. So, but yeah. Right. I'm going to go through some chat and then see what people are saying. Right. I have got some from yesterday. D and Steve. Yesterday? Yes. D and Steve 131 keep me on my toes. So, 18 minutes past 3 yesterday, Steve 131 saying evening all. Evening, Steve. And then at 20 past 5 yesterday, D puts in a good evening, Mark and Kev. So, evening. Hi, D. Someone's keen. At 12 a.m., we've got Steve with lurking eyes. So
Brilliant.
there we go. Okay, so today's first live stream chat is Spider Sprue, who says, hello, host Mark. So, hi, Spider. Welcome. And then he also is Hop Hop, hello, host Kev.
Hi, Spider Sprue.
And then we've got D Harris again saying, a good evening, Mark and Kev. So,
Good evening, D.
They keep you on my toes saying, yeah, we're going to make
Yeah.
it check StreamYard and highlight what we put the day before. So, yeah. And then D says, and a good evening to Kev and Mark on this side and chatters also.
Hi, D.
So we've got Ian Campbell says, good evening, hosts and all. Hi, Ian.
Hi,
Welcome.
Ian.
And then we've got Dave McBuild who says, good evening, Mark and Kev. It's Sunday again. Have a great stream. Thank you, Dave, Mark, and welcome.
Thanks, Dave. Yeah.
We've got David Phillips who says, evening all. So evening, David.
Hi, David.
And then we've got Spider Sprue saying, having the screw-in pause, the Root Master has a lot of screws. Yeah.
Yeah, especially the outer panels. Those red screws, I think. Yeah, you have to have a break for them.
If you ask Dave Say, he'll actually tell you exactly how many screws are in the Root Master build.
It's one of those builds where it was like, I felt it was endless. Those big, yeah, the red screws were everywhere.
The NM screws at the end.
Yeah. With the beading, you have to do the beading over it and put the two panels there. And there's so many of them. It's great because it's so accurate because that is all the rivets on the Root Master. But yeah, you feel it in your hands afterwards, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've got Mark's Hobbies in saying, hi all, I'm off work this week. Wow.
Oh, nice. For some.
Yeah. We've got Terry Martin says, evening all, managed to make it tonight, LOL. So brilliant.
Cheers, Terry.
Hi, Terry. Got Dash Riptide Howard saying, hello from Michigan State Fair. Wow. Well, we've gone international.
Yeah, we're there.
And then Spider Sprue says, yes, enjoyed the live stream, Kev. So,
cool.
There we go. And then D Harris says, I enjoyed the live stream doing the bike. Mark, you should get one also sometime, and the two of you do a live build. Oh, goodness.
Yeah, that'll be quite good, I think.
Yeah. And Howard says, any speculation on Agora's car? Let me see if
I saw this, but I was the only thing that sort of worried me slightly was I think it's like, is it only 4 worldwide?
Yeah.
So they're only making 4 of these.
I'm going to see if I can get it.
Is it 4? It might be a bit more than that, but I'm sure the number's really low.
Oh, I don't know where I'm going to find this, but I'm sure I'll find it.
By going what they've done previously, I'm not entirely sure. Let's put it that way. Because they've gone all over they've gone like from the 30s cars to the modern ones.
Let me present this. Thank you for bringing this one up, Howard.
Yeah, cheers, Howard.
I've forgotten about this one. So here we go. Right, so September the 17th, 2024, a very special anniversary edition. Launch 2024, scale is 1/8, limited to 7 worldwide. Yeah,
I think this is not going to be cheap.
Availability September the 17th, 2024.
Right, so it's an anniversary edition. So is there any cars that are coming up for an anniversary?
Oh, goodness me, I don't know. Now, I do know this picture's been on their website for quite a while, though, as well.
Right.
Coming soon.
Yeah, by the way, I think that's just the generic picture. I don't think that's the silhouette of the car you're getting.
So,
I don't know, because they've done this before and they've gone up and down with this, so it could be anything. But as it says, it's a special anniversary edition. Makes me think that it's an anniversary of a car that's due to cut out, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't know too much about sort of anniversary stuff and that. So if anyone knows, but with it being only 7, I mean that's a real small number. So this is not going to be. The specials when they've done these before have not been cheap.
No,
they've been quite a bit of cash. So I mean, if you want to put the cash down for this, I don't know, but I wouldn't have thought this is going to be in the realms of like the normal price.
Yeah,
as we see it.
So I'm not sure what it's going to be, but
yeah,
it's exciting to find out. You know, and Agora do like teasing us with things.
Yes.
So there we go. I forgot about. Thank you, Howard, for bringing that up because I forgot.
Howard. Yeah, I did as well. Like I said, it's been a bit of a busy week.
Yeah. We've got Ian at Pitstains Hobbies saying, "Howdy, everyone. Hi, Ian. Welcome."
Hi, Ian.
Daymat Build says, "I seen on John's model making that issue 133 we get the decals for the yellow ribbon to go on the Titanic. I haven't watched that yet because I haven't received my issues yet."
I haven't seen that yet either.
No, just note on that. I would normally be doing a Titanic tomorrow, but I haven't received anything from Hachette. I haven't received the Titanic, and I haven't received the Lancaster bomber either. So I have a channel update going out tomorrow instead. So yeah, but no, I haven't seen it yet because I wait until I get my issues, and then yeah, I like to be surprised a bit.
Yeah, ribbon decal.
It's the yellow band that goes around the ship. Basically.
Yeah, we were wondering whether it's going to be a sticker or a decal. If it sounds like it might be a single thing, but then you were saying it can't be because of the way the bow goes.
So I'll know more when I get mine.
Yeah,
how they're gonna make us do this. So Howard says, "I'm getting my DB5 out."
Nice.
Yeah. Pitstains Hobby says, "I'll be doing the Apache." Nice.
Yeah, Mark, you're doing that one. I'm not doing that one. I've got a lot on at the moment. So
I'm looking forward to it. I really am.
It's going to be a beast, I think, when that's done. With the sort of accessories that you've got with that, with the changeable rockets and stuff, it's going to be really good. Also,
you can choose what you want, whether you want it American, British. You can change the decals.
Yeah.
So Pittston Hobby says, "I have the 124 MI 24 Hind from Eagle Moss, Russia in the works." Wow.
Okay.
Right. I haven't seen that one. I'll have to Google it after.
Yeah. A lot of these companies did lots of different ones all around, didn't they?
Yeah. So here we go. Ian saying, "I would like steering, but better. As Kev says, steering and strength, it just doesn't scale, but motorized steering would resolve it." Yeah.
Yeah, but it would need to be adequate because, like I said, we've got the motorized steering on the Tumbler, so we're going to see how that works out. But by looking at it, I don't think that little motor that they've provided is going to be powerful enough, just because of how heavy the front is. So we'll find out sooner or later.
Yeah. Spider Sprue says no steering for me.
Yeah, I would. If I can, I would disconnect it. I'm going to have a word with Kirsty about maybe doing that with the Nissan Skyline,
right?
Because that's got a very similar steering mechanism on it, which is normally, if you know it, it's normally a little like cog section, and then under that you've got a little square sort of socket where you place another bit of metal on. Which then attaches to the steering mechanism, and that little socket and it's just not powerful enough. It's just not. It's too thin.
Yeah.
So,
Pitstone Hobby says I'm 50-50 on the steering.
Yeah, I mean, I have mentioned it loads on my channel as well. I always say my first response when someone says about the steering, I said, "Well, I'm not jumping in this to go down Tesco's." So. That's what you got to think. You're like, oh yeah, I'm spinning this around the car park, or I'm doing this with it. It's just not going to do it. So Yeah.
I mean, in like the DeLorean, I don't think anybody dared do the steering anyway, because if you did, the wheels would come down and you might break it.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was fragile. So
Yeah.
Howard says if you oil up the moving parts in the pivots on the steering parts and back off the screw just a bit, it'll move a lot more freely.
Yeah. But I mean, you can build it as is, but once you put the chassis on top, it's kind of hard to sometimes try to get to the mechanism. And with it all together is when you find the real weight of the car. And then if the steering mechanism is able to cope with that. But like I said, I'm not on a shelf inside it, moving it backwards and forwards like this. I normally, you put it on a shelf and you turn the wheels manually.
Yeah.
How you want them. So, yeah.
Okay. We've got Octal in saying, hi, Mark, Nexus, and chat. So, evening, Octal's modelling.
Hi, Octals.
Welcome. And, we've got Lord Peter Webster in saying, hi, Mark and Kev. Hi, Peter.
Hi, Peter. How's it going?
Yeah, I hope you're doing okay.
Yeah.
Okay, and then Dan Krim says, only issue with Bluetooth stroke app is what happens when they stop supporting it as phones upgrade? That's a good question. Yeah,
that's a really good question, because that recently happened with the R2D2. They didn't upgrade it for ages, and then they had to go in and do it for its re-release. But yeah, it's a really good question, because that does happen. There's a lot of things where that happens on. Yeah, I suppose they just have to keep on top of that, I suppose. But it's a difficult one. But I would imagine if, like I said, if they do an app, now you don't do an app for every single model. But if they did like a generic fan home, like a fan home app, and you clicked on that and it brought up all their models that you could connect to, and you just connect the model that you've got, I would imagine that would have to keep updating for the new models to come out, which would then in turn keep the app updated.
Yeah.
But it's a really good question. Maybe it's a reason why they haven't gone down that route yet. Because then I suppose it's less money and less technical stuff for them, and that's why we've got the sort of remotes. But everything is on phone, isn't it? So everything's on there.
Yeah, I just think I think the remotes are a lot cheaper and easier to do.
Yeah, it's less hassle, I would say, in terms of like you'd have to get someone to design it, and then obviously, like you're saying, you'd have to then keep someone to support and keep updating it. Though I still think it's going to be, because, like I said, we had the push buttons, and it's only recently we've got the remote. But the remote thing has been in model making for years. I mean, we're now on Bluetooth stuff in terms of model making. They all use Bluetooth. Especially a lot of them that do like the bigger models and stuff, they use a lot of the Bluetooth stuff with it. But maybe it comes into it, maybe they haven't, maybe they've decided not to, because like you were saying, the support and stuff.
The other thing as well, if you look at the remote control for the Bismarck, how the heck would they get that on a mobile phone? It would be quite hard.
Yeah.
But I can see where it's coming from. I just think it's a lot easier. I think we've now moved to technology of remote controls. We may just have to wait a bit longer for apps.
Yeah, maybe they give us the option, because they've started to do that with a lot of the power options on some of the models, where you can actually AC power or battery power, like with the Titanic.
One thing I found with the R2D2 app is if you connected directly to the R2D2 through Wi-Fi, so your phone direct to the R2D2, no modem involved.
Yeah.
It would knock off your other Wi-Fi to your internet.
Yeah.
So if you connected, you could not connect from your phone to the internet.
Yeah. There's a lot of bugs. I mean, I think the technology has come a little bit long way now, but there is still bugs. I mean, even when I'm doing the TT 120, which is a Bluetooth one, it can come disconnected from the Bluetooth on its own. So that's a bit annoying. But yeah, I can understand. Maybe that's, like I said, maybe that's why they've not gone down that route yet. But I could see it happening. Definitely.
Yeah. Okay. We've got Steve131 who says, evening all. Evening, Steve. Welcome.
Okay.
And then Peter Webster says, I still have no sign of getting my issue 27 Lotus Renault 970 car, but got next pack to issue 61.
Ooh, I would chase that up. I would imagine you've chased that already, but yeah. I'm still waiting for issue 15 of the Enterprise build, and I got issue 18 this week. So I've got 16, 17, 18. Still waiting, but yeah. Maybe it's the same thing.
Well, there's the problem with the gauntlet, isn't there? Is it?
Yeah, I think it's issue 70 or part 70.
Yeah.
People were sent the magazine, but not the parts. But the parts won't be coming in until later on.
Yeah.
And for not to worry, yeah. There's been an update on that.
The part won't come in until about issue 90.
Yeah, near the end. But apparently you can still... That part isn't integral, if you know what I mean. You can still build it without that part. You can do that bit later on.
Yeah, but I mean, for me, that would completely do my OCD in.
Well, not only that, especially if you're doing a YouTube channel, it would put a stop to it because you wouldn't be able to do it properly, if you know what I mean.
It just really do my OCD in. I would have to wait until I got that part to continue building it. I did the same with the Spitfire. When they said, halt, you need to stop until issue whatever to get this part to replace this bit, I stopped completely until I got that part. So it's not great, really.
No.
That's happened.
But yeah.
Howard says, if there's only seven, those will be sold out in minutes.
I would imagine so. Depending, there's a lot of factors in it, price, the car, and stuff like that. But it'd be interesting. I'm wondering whether it may be a James Bond car.
Could be.
They've got a license. It could be could we be getting a gold version of the DB5? Because there was an anniversary edition. I think Corgi did it, and it was a gold DB5.
Yeah.
I'm wondering whether this is going to be a gold DB5.
I don't know.
If you search up, I think if you search up, Mark, gold DB5, you'll find a picture of it.
Hang on.
I've got a funny feeling it's going to be that, you know.
No, hang on. DB5, not DB. All right, images. Oh yeah. Okay.
And if they only did 7 of them, that would I would say if that was gold, that would limit the number drastically.
Yeah.
And they've got the James Bond license, and I think the gold one was an anniversary edition.
It was a 50th anniversary edition.
I think it's going to be a gold DB5. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm just thinking about it now.
Yeah. Ian Pitstone Hobby says the DB5 debuted in 007 September 17th, 1964.
I've just done it. It's the gold. It's a gold DB5.
Wow.
100%. I think that's just done it.
He says, I'm guessing a gold DB5 60th anniversary.
We think alike. I do you know, when you were saying about it, I was like, man, I remember Corgi. I remember they did a 60th anniversary gold edition, and with only 7, that makes me think it's going to be a gold DB5.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be a gold DB5.
Yeah. Okay. Peter Webber says he's doing the Apache as well.
Nice.
And then Denmark says, also we have to drill 2 holes, one behind the 4th funnel and another on the small section of the roof of the bridge. Really?
Really? Drill a hole?
I've never known a hole. Right, I'm going to have to wait until I get mine.
I mean, what would those be for?
And
why haven't they drilled it out anyway?
Yeah, it could be for the rigging.
Oh, right, okay.
Could be for the rigging, but I've never known a hole in the top of the bridge deck on the Titanic.
Yeah, and behind the 4th funnel.
The 4th funnel I can probably understand, but not for the bridge deck.
Right.
That's
interesting.
Yeah. Peter Webster says, I'm going to start building my 114th RC Tamiya Grand Hauler truck build tomorrow whilst waiting for DB5 and Lotus parts to come. Wow.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
I've seen those Tammy trucks. They're quite good.
Yeah.
Very good.
And then D says, search September the 17th showing a lot of cars released, including a reference to Henry Ford, but also showing a Jaguar CX-75, another Bond car.
I think what I said, I got a funny feeling it's a gold DB5.
Yeah. And then Peter says, if the Agora limited edition car is as good as the 312 T4, they can keep it. Oh dear.
Oh dear.
Oh dear. Okay. Steve 131 says, think it be a David Brown 5.
Maybe.
Yeah. And then Howard says, probably be the 5K or so then, or more.
I would, if it is the gold DB5, I would push that up slightly, 5K, 6 maybe.
Yeah.
Especially if it's 18 carat or something like that.
Yeah.
It would be worth a lot. I would imagine it's just going to be the chassis, which will be gold. The rest will probably just be a normal build up to that point. I don't know. But yeah, I would imagine, quite a bit.
Yeah. Pitchden Hobby says Corgi just announced the gold DB5 recently. Yeah,
they did. I remember they did one a long time ago, and we were just talking, and it just come to me. Yeah. But I do remember seeing there being a gold DB5, and then I thought, well, they've got the James. The thing that connected it for me was they've got the James Bond license. The gold DB5 was an anniversary one. There's only 7. You know, it's
Yeah. Just have to wait and see.
Yeah.
See what happens.
Yeah.
Peter says, I hope they get regular parts out as they struggle with the DB5 now.
Yeah, someone else posted on the Facebook group about that, saying that they had paid for the parts, but nothing had been shipped out for 3 or 4 weeks.
I think there's been a delay on a pack, hasn't there? And it's just not come.
There's been a delay everywhere. We've seen delays with Hachette as well as Agora, and obviously with Fan Home as well. So it's not specific to one build company. They're all suffering at the moment. So yeah.
We've got John's Model Making in saying, evening guys and all in chat. So hi John, welcome.
Hi John.
And Dave Max says, for the rigging.
For the rigging. Right, okay, yeah. So the holes are for the rigging.
Yeah. D says profile under the sheet matches a low profile car.
Yeah, I think that place picture is just that. It's just a place picture. I don't think it. I mean, you got to think they put they said a figure. Do you remember when they put a figure build, and it looked like the Terminator, and when they took it off, it was Optimus Prime.
Yeah.
So I think they're just generic silhouette pictures that they put up.
I thought that was the Alien.
Or it could have been the Alien. I just remember them putting something. It was a picture. It said a figure, and it was you could see the outline was the Terminator. And then obviously when it was revealed, I think it might have been the Alien. Actually, I think you were right.
I thought it was the Alien.
But I think they just use those bits as sort of a generic picture, if you know what I mean. Just a generic silhouette of any car. I don't think it matches the car that was released.
John's Model Making says, I have uploaded Titanic Stage 132 today. Take a look at the drilling. So,
Okay.
yeah, I'll have to have a look. And it also says the 1/6 scale DB5 will be a more affordable model.
The 1/6 scale one. Yeah.
Hachette trial one.
The Hachette trial one. It depends because they're going on. Remember, they're going on pricing now. So I would imagine it will go up at least another £1 before it's released. If it gets released, remember, it may not get released. It's just a test run, but I think it's $11.99 an issue.
Yeah.
But remember, this is a big car, so I wouldn't sniff past this going to $12.99 if it gets released. So.
And it depends how many issues as well.
Yeah.
So, Mark Tobby says, I waited 2 months for the last 2 parts of the R2D2. Yeah,
they did put out a post, I think, Fan Home, saying that there was an issue. I know that they had issues with the motherboard, with the Germans. It came out all German instead. I remember that.
Right.
But they are behind. I mean, like I said, I'm waiting for issues to come in of the Enterprise build. So,
wasn't that the Luke and Leia projector? They spoke German.
Yeah, that was it. And they sent out the wrong. They sent the wrong PCU boards, and then they sent the right ones out at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Peter says, I paid for packs 9, 10, and 11, and they say pack 9 posting at 10th of September. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, because I think Agora have, I think their system where they pay you, they take the money regularly. Whether they've sent the pack out or not is how their system works, I would imagine.
I think that's where, like if something's out of stock with Fan Home as well, they'll send you the next lot and then the next lot until
you've got it back in, yeah.
Like you with the Enterprise, you can have absolutely months to do when it all comes through.
Oh, it's going to have to be a marathon build session, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't mind them because you can just build away and then think, wow.
Yeah, you can get sort of involved with it a bit more, yeah.
My only problem would be is if you had something that was damaged or didn't work, that you'd have to then get in contact with them and get replacement.
Yeah, I have checked all the parts, but until you start putting parts on, which I can't do at the moment.
No.
You don't know how to do it. You can't sort of test those parts yet, if you know what I mean.
No.
Yeah.
It's a shit, it's waiting.
Yeah, it's the way it is at the minute, so
yeah. Howard says, just googled it and found a gold DB5 model that sold for 90k, but it was more like 1/6 or bigger.
Yeah, I remember there was one that they did, but I don't think it's going to be like that, if you know what I mean. I don't think it's going to be 90k. It's going to be a lot of money, but I don't know until it comes. I think that 90k one was 24 carat, I think, as well. I think this one's going to be slightly.
50th anniversary Goldfinger auction raises 136,000 for NSPCC.
There you go.
That is not. That looks like 1/4 scale though.
Yeah, huge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It not really interests me though because I'm not a big James Bond fan.
No, I'm the same. I'm not massively into James Bond.
No. So yeah, I appreciate the movies and everything, but not really into the cars or anything like that.
Yeah, the cars are there.
Yeah. But it was a bit. I think it was a bit of a letdown with the Lotus, wasn't it? Because that people wanted a car that they could either have as the road car and then have it as the submarine version, and it just never. They just did it the sub version
as a sub. Yeah, I think it's the most iconic scene, I think, in James Bond, into the sub. But I'm wondering if there weren't a way. Maybe they tried to do it so you could add those bits if you wanted, but I don't think that there was a way of doing it without, if you know what I mean, especially with the motors on the outboards at the back. But yeah, I think a lot of people wanted the car over the sub.
Yeah.
But yeah, maybe they will offer it as a car later on. Maybe the sub is like the first one, and then later on down the line they will offer it as a normal car.
Yeah, it's just a shame. I mean, I can see the modders going to town on it once to get more details.
Yeah, the only thing I think they may offer it as a normal car is because they've got 2 DB5s already out. So that sort of says to me that they maybe do that Lotus as a normal car, and then you could have the normal car and the sub displayed.
I think it would have been nicer, though, if they had done a more recent vehicle from 007 to keep the younger audience engaged.
Yeah, maybe they're coming. I knew when they had all those pictures up of all the Bond cars, they had some of the new Aston Martins, the Advantage and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking maybe they're coming.
Possibly.
So yeah.
Possibly.
I would imagine there's a lot coming out from the James Bond, because this is the thing that we said right at the start, which confused us, because I thought they had the exclusive rights to James Bond, and then Hachette have done this one, so I was a bit confused by that.
Yeah, very strange.
Yeah, mate. Someone did post maybe they've got the exclusive rights for 1/8 scale.
I don't know, because Hachette and Agora have worked with each other in the past. You know?
Yeah.
Maybe there's that relationship there where Hachette are able to do something like that.
Yeah, maybe it's going to be offered when it, just like some of their other builds Hachette have brought out. Maybe it will be offered later on to Agora. So maybe that is.
Or Agora said, no, we were just going to focus on the 1/8 scale, but if you want to do this 1/6 scale, then that's available to you. And Hachette have gone, yeah, you know what, we will. But
yeah.
You see, I don't see now Agora doing a lot more of the Hachette models, because obviously now Hachette have set up shop in the USA.
Yes, yeah. Maybe we will. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see how that all plays out, because we know the Ford Falcon, Combat Patrol, and the Dalek will all be offered to the USA as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe.
I mean, I'm hoping. For the people over the side of the pond, that maybe they'll release like the Tumbler over there if they get the licensing and stuff. Yeah.
So, maybe. So I know that was a big thing. I think a lot of people wanted that in the US, but couldn't get it. So. And
I wonder if that's why Agora haven't done the Tumbler yet for the US market, because Yeah. I know it was down to licensing, but then that can change at a drop of a hat. So yeah. Okay. Peter Webster says, I'm only building the DB5 because drove the real DB5 at Silverstone. Wow. Oh,
you're a bit lucky. That's lucky. That's good, Dave. Yeah.
That's been an experience and a half.
Yeah, definitely.
So, I'm caught up on chat.
Oh, and look at that, 5 minutes.
I know. That's gone perfectly. So, yeah, it's been a bit of a guess the build night, hasn't it?
Yeah, I hands down, I think it's a gold DB5, just because they've already got the James Bond license. There's already been one before. There's only 7 worldwide. It's an anniversary edition, which is James Bond. So that's my money's at.
Yeah. I don't know. I have no clue whatsoever of what
it could be anything.
But whatever it is, the 7 lucky people that get it, well done. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah,
well done. I'm looking forward to the Apache. Yeah.
I would like for a company to do a 1/6 scale shuttle like that.
Yeah.
Now that would be a build.
What, one with a full interior?
Yeah, full interior, all lights up as well.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd be all over that. Maybe like a runabout, maybe, or one of the shuttles. That would be, yeah. If you're going to do a Partwork, I would say do a Star Trek shuttle.
Right.
But yeah, I don't know what's. I think, like I said, I think it's going to be the gold DB5, but they could put like a bit of a kibosh, a bit of a sort of a swerve, and go completely different opposite like direction.
Right.
Because there are other ones they've done before have just been like these random, little bit like a randomly cars. I think they did a Mercedes Benz, a 1930s racing Mercedes Benz. I think they did before.
Yeah.
And then didn't they also do like the La Ferrari as well, but in black?
Yes, they did.
Yeah. So they've done a few like that, but yeah, could be anything.
Okay, right, just some last bits of chat. So Dave Mac Bill says, been a great stream tonight, guys. Thank you, Dave Mac.
Cheers, Dave.
And then Spiders Brew says 40th Transformers, September the 24th.
Oh, could it be the truck?
Oh, I don't know. Could be.
Yeah, but I wouldn't say that would only be 7.
Yeah. See,
something like that makes me think it's like high value, which makes me think of the gold. So
yeah. D says, well, another excellent show, gents. Until next week, good night both. So night, D.
Cheers, D.
And Spider Spruce says, great stream, night all, back to my screwing. Oh dear. So,
see you later, Spider Sprue.
Thank you everyone for coming in tonight. Thank you for your chat. Thank you for your opinions and ideas.
Yeah.
It's always great to see what everybody's thinking in the community. You've got a busy week, Kev, with lots of stuff coming out.
Yeah. It'll be Knight Rider, Optimus Prime, RoboCop. There'll be a few other bits as well. So yeah, it'll be a busy couple of weeks from us here. So for me, regular videos on Enterprise, on U-96 and on Optimus Prime, but I am waiting on Titanic and the Lancaster bomber. So goodness knows when they'll come. So yeah. So it just leaves me to say I've been Mark. And I've been Kev. And we'll catch you on the next one, guys. Night all. See you later, guys. Bye.